Hello and welcome to episode 8 of AI Webster. Today I'm locked in a cloakroom in a country far, far away, and I wanted to use this opportunity to say goodbye to the plays I was lucky enough to teach at Earl Haig Secondary School, most of which were Shakespeare, but we'll throw in a little Tom Stoppard too. For each of them, I'd like to address a crucial, underused word, a favorite quotation, and an interesting idea. To start with, we'll go from grade 9 to 12. I'd like to look at Twelfth Night. And one of the words I loved that was used several times in Twelfth Night, especially in the songs there, is the word mirth, rhymes with birth. And of course, it means happiness and joy and celebration, but we don't use that enough. I really appreciated and thus the whirligig of time brings in his revenges quotation that Feste has against Malvolio at the end. And it addresses the idea of the two working class guys who are able to mingle with the noble, the upper class people, but ironically enough, hate each other. That's very much an Ishiguro idea. Even the out groups have their own cliquiness. With Romeo and Juliet, I loved Mercutio's quotation, if love be rough with you, be rough with love. That idea that only love can break your heart, as Neil Young says, but there's no need to simply put up with it. You can fight back with it. Now, that doesn't get him too far. He, like everyone else, dies young there. I like the word kinsman he uses too. Now that one has so many beautiful romantic quotations too that it's hard to pick one. Much like Macbeth. Macbeth has so many beautiful quotations. I do love the word jocund though, related to mirth. That we don't use enough. I love that. And I love how Shakespeare was way ahead of our sleep scientists 400 years ago, where he has the quotation when, after Macbeth murders Duncan, he hears that in his head that Macbeth has murdered sleep, the innocent sleep, sleep that wraps up, that knits up the unraveled sleeve of care, the death of each day's life, sore labor's bath, balm of hurt minds, great nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feast. Oh, it's so good. Especially that last one, the second course, that's where we get our vegetables and meat, right? So that's the one that we need. And Shakespeare knew how crucial sleep was. And in a play that's all about inhumanity, when we become a lot less human when we're sleep deprived. Now, when I look at Othello, Othello has so many fun ideas, but I love the idea of it that always struck me as profound was that jealousy is the anticipation of loss. That's a quotation that comes from Shakespeare Uncovered and the PBS documentary series that analyzes it. But because it's one of the major themes in Othello, I think if everyone understood when they're experiencing that ugly emotion, it's really what it is when you break it down, when you analyze it, it is the anticipation of loss. And we'll feel a lot less susceptible to the nightmarish consequences of our jealousy if we recognize that that's what it really is. I love the word purse in it too, because purse means your wealth, your wallet, everything. It's not just a feminine handbag. So when Iago says about Rodrigo, thus do I make my fool my purse, he's talking about exploiting a sucker, right? And that's what mass marketing does to us. When I get into Hamlet, there's no end of beautiful quotations. The lady doth protest too much, methinks. The whole Mortal-Coil shuffle thing is fantastic. I do love the word bloat. Bloat, deed, and beast are all used so much in Hamlet. But when Othello refers to Claudius as the bloat king, talking about there's a parallel to Romeo and Juliet with the quotation of comfortable. When Juliet calls Friar Lawrence comfortable friar, she's calling him dad body, fat guy, right? And the bloat king, oh, it's a nasty insult. That no one likes to be called bloated, even if you're the king. Now, one of the interesting ideas in Hamlet that isn't explored enough, again, it's referenced in Shakespeare Uncovered, is that grief is this immovable object. And Hamlet's having to navigate his way through this world of spies, burdened by the grief of his father's passing. So gorgeous stuff. And then with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead, which is Tom Stoppard's sort of inverted world look at Hamlet, but by taking the smallest or two of the smallest characters. I love the word avuncular and the qualities of an uncle. And I think that word isn't used enough, because there's an avuncular love that we can have for younger people. Teachers can have it for students, and it's not the same as parental. It's not the ultimate sacrifice. It's not unconditional, but it's kind of the way an uncle would look out for a nephew and niece. And that word avuncular isn't used enough. And of course, I love the gorgeous whatever became of the moment when one first knew about death soliloquy in Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Just a fun play. So remember, in 2025, don't dance the Mortal-Coil shuffle. It's worth waiting for. Thank you.